Until just a few days before we enter Iran, I'm not sure I can enter to Iran. But Iran is the only way to go to eastern part. Iran they require carnet de passage, where I need to put deposit 500% of the vehicle value. I have no other choice. Whether I go further north to Russia, that's also quite impossible. They don't open border like through Georgia, or go through Syria on the other side. Syria at that time is the war. So the only country for us to go from west to east is through Iran. But Iran require deposit money 500% of the vehicle value, which I don't have at that time. Oktober kami berbaris nak masuk ke Iran. Sempadan di antara Gurbalak, Bazargan. Hari yang ke-82 buat tim Beirut to Malaysia. Di sebelah kanan kita yang tengok sejauh 4 batu, 4.6 batu tadi, truk-truk berbaris untuk masuk ke Iran. Sebentar lagi kami akan ada menerusi immigration untuk masuk ke Iran, menerusi Bazargan.
Overland border is sometimes a bit different than the normal. A lot of borders overland will be a business crossing.
Yeah, cargo.
Therefore it's a bit less that used by the tourists, and usually it's a long queue, but because you are on a private vehicle, so you usually get away with it. Not actually queue up with them.
We only spend like 4 hours to cross from Turkey to Iran. But during that time, while working with the paperwork, because that's a good thing, advantage travel with a motorhome, so we can have a relax inside, like a Sofini can cook a meal. So we have a rest. We have no problem. We have our own toilet, our shower. So that's 4 hours just gone. Everywhere we stop, people always know that we are from Malaysia. I don't know, probably from our appearance. They always say, "Are you from Malaysia?" A lot of people we met, they travel, they have holiday in Malaysia. The only thing is in terms of Iran bureaucratic, the country bureaucratic, because they require carnet de passage, where I need to put deposit 500% of the vehicle value. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ini hari yang ke-84 buat kami dan hari yang ketiga di Iran. Hari pertama kami masuk di Bazargan, hari kedua di Tabriz, dan hari ini hari yang ketiga di Zanjan. InsyaAllah hari ini kami akan menghala ke sebelah sana, adalah Tehran. Malam tadi kami bermalam di sebuah restoran. Kami cuba untuk cari hotel untuk bermalam untuk dapatkan internet connection. Kami decide untuk tinggal di sini saja, bermalam di sini. Alhamdulillah tidur nyenyak. Dan insyaAllah tinggal kita bertemu lagi. Kami akan update dari masa ke semasa. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Iran is a country that we wasn't sure how we're going to enter. Jamal was only know that we need to actually having carnet de passage. So at the time, when we started traveling and during Europe time, I did a lot of research, and then I think when we entered Turkey, that's where I managed to find someone online. He acted as a tourist guide, so he'd be able to bring Overlander through with a different way, their carnet de passage. At the end, we managed to make an arrangement, because you have to make arrangement of the date, because you're going to meet someone at the border, and we're going to pay him as a tour guide to bring us in, and the company will act as a guarantor, that the cars are coming in and enter and exit.
Hello there, I am Hussein Ravanyar, tour guide in Iran. I'm very happy Mr. Jamal chose me as his guide to arrange his carnet de passage at the border, so I am welcoming them to Iran.
The good things about us having Malaysian passport is we can enter into Iran 2 weeks without applying visa in advance. Problem is, with the car, you have the enter and exit. So we have to enter on the day that we make arrangement, and we have to exit on the day. Well, exit Iran is not that much important, but to enter into the next country, because from Iran we will go to the Turkmenistan, and Turkmenistan have an entering date. So that means we'll have a certain time that we have to spend in Iran and cannot exit Iran yet.
7 hari bulan Oktober 2013, kami dalam perjalanan meninggalkan Tehran menghala ke Semnat. Semnat ni adalah bandar lain menghala ke timur. Ini dalam perjalanan kami ke Turkmenistan. Pagi tadi ada satu insiden. Pukul 5 pagi saya dengar orang bunyi loceng, sebab kami bermalam, adalah malam kedua kami bermalam di rumah orang Malaysia yang bekerja di Tehran, networking engineer. Kami bermalam, menumpang bermalam di rumah dia. Jadi kami suspek ada sesuatu berlaku dengan motorhome kami parking di luar rumah. Memang apa yang kami jangka, kereta telah motorhome kami telah dimasuki oleh pencuri, dan beberapa benda hilang, antara adalah generator dan radio. Jadi ini satu pengalaman baru buat kami, pengalaman buruk. Mudah-mudahan benda ni tak berlaku lagi dalam perjalanan kami ni. Kami akan update daripada masa ke semasa, InsyaAllah, sehingga kita bertemu lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
When you travel overland, one of the biggest challenge is actually crossing the border. Some of the border are not as simple as. Sometimes you can have a 2 counter open with hundreds of people queuing. So patience is very key. Is a top key point that people who want to travel to overland have to take a note on. Usually what happens is, especially when we start crossing the border where we have to go through checking paperwork and everything, we usually sleep a night not far from the border. So before we actually enter into Iran, we have actually been about a few kilometers, isn't it? We were a few kilometers from the border. We find a petrol station, so we stopped there. Therefore, we were there first thing in the morning. So that's usually the cases of crossing the border. But yeah, Iran, it is lots of desert to actually drove through. But I think the culture, of course, is very different. The people are very confident, and the people have very high curiosity. For them, motorhome is a bit rare. Therefore, when they see the motorhome with a different, foreign number plate, they will pass and they will horn. They put the horn, and then they will sort of like telling us to stop on the roadside, which we won't dare to do. We will just drove. But the most interesting culture is a lot of rest area. They actually have the place for camping.
Yeah.
They will actually going out, for example, in the night as a family, and they're going out to the park. They're going out to the park, and then they'll just having a picnic until the midnight. So they love being outdoors.
I think a part of their culture.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, very interesting culture.
Today by road team, by road Malaysia team on the day 83 in coverage. Yesterday we entered from Bazargan from Turkey. Alhamdulillah kami dapat kesempatan jumpa dengan Cik Karim di mana ni, di Tehran. Orang kira sesi Faraid dapat bawa barang-barang lebihan.
Oh, no way!
You caught on camera. Hello, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Hai.
I'm Tab. I'm clean. Return good.
Hari yang ke-84 kami di Tehran. Siapa tuan rumah kita?
Nama Ja. Abdul Nizam. Nama penuh.
Okay.
Selamat datanglah Selamat datang ke Tehran. Jadi ala kadar je lah. Kita minum petang dulu.
Ini bukan ala kadar.
Kita berbesar hati lah dapat menerima tetamu jauh ni. Rezeki bawa rezeki.
Makan?
Oh ya, nanti tanya kalau.
Okey, kami bagi pihak tim Beirut to Malaysia mengucapkan berbanyak-banyak terima kasih.
Sama-sama kita pun berbesar hati menerima tetamu jauh ni. Bukan mudah nak jumpa karavan ni.
Bukan tu saja.
Selalu tengok dalam filem je. Ni dah boleh tengok dalam filem.
Besok boleh masuk dalam ni.
Siap ada dengan ikan kering sekali ni. Ini benda yang agak cukup mahal nak dapat.
Sambal belacan tu,
Sambal belacan dengan tempe.
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 Tempe puja RM2 jual.
Dalam masa yang sama kita nanti saya pusingkan kamera.
Ada Cik Karim
Ada Encik Karim.
Karim.
Mengembalnya malam.
Lama ni.
Kami belajar. Memang orang kata
Cik Karim ni memang kena start kat sini sebab kita ni.
Ada hikmat ni.
Ada hikmah dia.
nanti kami fokuskan. Ni Cik Karim.
Hai.
Cik Karim adalah salah seorang peserta 1MWER. Betul Cik Karim? One Malaysian World Endurance Ride.
Global Moderation.
Sesuai dengan maksud perjalanan pengembaraan kami untuk belajar. Dan hari ini kami banyak belajar daripada pengalaman. Sebab kami berjalan cuma baru 1/3 daripada kita punya journey. Daripada England, walaupun negara yang ke-20 tapi baru 1/3. Tapi Encik Karim telah pusing, punya pengalaman yang banyak, pusing satu dunia termasuk Afrika, Mongolia, dan punya tahun. Bukan setakat tu, kami dapat pinjam dia punya air compressor, walkie-talkie. Yang kami sebelum ni serba kekurangan, hari ni tiba-tiba jadi orang kaya.
Jadi komplit.
Jadi komplit. Tapi sampai Malaysia kita pulang balik tau. Minta jangan rosak tengah jalan ya.
InsyaAllah.
Okey, bagi kami tim Beirut to Malaysia mengucapkan banyak terima kasih pada Cik Karim dan juga tuan rumah.
Terima kasih sama-sama.
Kita jumpa di Malaysia.
Satu Malaysia.
Satu Malaysia, satu semangat.
Satu semangat. Okey, jumpa makan.
Okey. Terima kasih.
Disediakan oleh daripada itu kan menggambarkan
Popular. Yang rakyat ni bagi
I do.
words to describe Iran.
Deserted.
Deserted.
Yeah, it was like quite deserted there. I think they kind of saw us and they were like, these people are different. Who are they? What are they doing here? I think they thought we were spies or something because they'd be like, right, we need to watch these people closely.
There is something like positive which I've taken like from Iran. Like when we went there, we would always see like these families. They have a lot of picnics. Like they always go out for picnics.
Like just families just outside.
So that was really nice to see.
Can you share a memory?
Obviously, I think he's going to say the same thing, but first thing that comes to mind is just robbed twice.
On consecutive days, yeah, no, like, I mean, like, completely off the record, Iran was boring as hell. No, I wouldn't say that. No, I think every country has its own thing, but I think it was definitely like a really different experience for, like, obviously, like, when we hear Iran, like, our main fond memory of it was like us getting like robbed in like on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was really weird because at that point we already like made it through like most of the countries. We hadn't experienced like anything like that really.
At that time, we got invitation from one of the expat in Tehran, invite to the house, and the next day we found out one of our window, big crack, already broken.
Somebody like overnight broke in through the window and took our generator that we had just recently bought.
Just like a source of power for the motorhomes,
Yeah.
quite important.
And electronics and stuff.
Generators that have been taken, we actually going to depends on it. For example, we didn't know what's going to happen, in for the journey. There's a lack of campsite and things like that. So generator is quite important, and the wires, isn't it? But alhamdulillah, like all our gadget, cameras and everything was with us at the time. Nothing much damage to the vehicle. It's a crack on the windows, but it wasn't something that stopped us from traveling, continue the traveling. So we just continued the traveling the next day. And then it happened again the next day.
Hari yang ke 90 buat tim by road to Malaysia. Kami di Masat dalam perjalanan ke Kuchan sebelum meninggalkan Iran. InsyaAllah kami akan tinggalkan Iran pada 14 hari bulan Oktober. Sebab itu visa yang diperolehi untuk Turkmenistan. Hari ini kami singgah di tourist center. Kami cuba book hotel. Terlalu mahal nampaknya. Nak minta parking, dia kata kena reserve bilik. Kalau reserve untuk satu orang pun dah 2 million. Jadi apa, dia kata dia saja boleh parking kat luar, ada security guard. Dan kami parking kat luar dan sambil cuba menikmati salat. The second incident is by just like a few hundred kilometers from Tehran to eastern part. When we stopped for our lunch, someone pretend as a police.
And these two like fake policemen, they came and took my parents' phones. They were like pretending that they were searching for narcotics, and they wanted to like come in, but then they like asked for my parents' phone, and then they took it away. Like they drove off. They were like, follow me to the police station, but then they drove off with my parents' phones. Luckily though, us kids, we caught on earlier on, so we hid our phones.
Yeah.
In Iran, nobody can enter to our car apart from one special unit. So at that time, I thought that guy, when he came to us, they said he's a police. So we thought that's belong to him. He want to try to enter. We try to not let him to enter. And he grabbed our mobile phone and also grabbed my hand to, he want to like, what should I say, not like kidnap, to bring us together. So we said this is not right, so we try to
get into fight at the end.
Yeah, fight to them. But that's okay. At the time, we accept all these things happen, and we have no problem to continue our journey.
It's just a problem is I lost my mobile phone. He lost his mobile phone. Alhamdulillah, the kids still have them, so just borrow them.
We also have already been told by other traveler to have a like sort of mental preparation to face all these things. But alhamdulillah, we never get lost. What happened if one of our family members get sick, ill? What to do? But alhamdulillah, we don't face any problem, medical problem along the journey. We have a few incidents, but nothing major. Another one, as people said, get ready to get robbed. But happened twice, but it didn't stop our journey.
Yeah, I think
we still can continue our journey.
It's not that you wanted things to happen or you wait for things to happen, but you know that you're going into the unknown. There are possibilities that things will happen. So I think we all have that in our mind. I did feel unsafe in a way. Of course, when you bring the children and as a woman, of course him as well. Not actually scared or what, but of course, having the wife and the kids together, we have that, a little bit at the back of our mind that then we need to be really a bit more careful towards the journey. I think we're a bit more aware when, for example, when people be a bit more curious and we just move, and we're not going to stay there. There's no campsite. So what we did is we tried to find a hotel. They usually have a CCTV, on the gate and things like that, and security. So we asked them if we can park just outside. It's not that you're going to say, the whole country is unsafe, but then you started to find a little bit more safer places around.
That's happened.
Yeah.
Anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something that comes to mind when you think of Iran, besides obviously getting robbed, was every year, like on an annual basis, they've got a day where sort of families and like all the citizens there go out and they have like a picnic in the park.
Like a picnic, even regardless of the time of the day. I think that was the one thing that I really took from it, and I think that it's always important, regardless of what situation you're in, you should try and take the good of a situation. And I think one of the things that I found that was really beautiful was the sort of outgoing, but not like in the outgoing and like the UK saying like, oh, let's go out on a night out and stuff like that. It's more like we're going out as a family, and there's no one's doing anything that's dodgy or anything like that. Like everyone's sort of getting together, having a picnic, even at night, and everyone's just spending time together, family and friends. And that was I think that was something that was really beautiful.
I think that's something all countries got to implement. We've got a day in the year where all the families, and if you go to the parks, you just see dozens of people sort of having a picnic, having food, family time.
Yeah.
Sort of disconnected from everything else, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I think that was me being okay, this is definitely the good from it.
Yeah.
And I think that especially on some of those nights when we would go out and sort of see all these people who are eating out with their families, I was just wow, this feels safe. Ironic to us getting sort of stuck in that one other situation. But yeah, that was also just a completely different experience for us.
Hari ini 11 hari bulan Oktober 2013 dalam jam 9.50 pagi waktu Iran. Hari yang ke-91 buat kami, Beirut to Malaysia. Sekarang berada di Mashhad setelah satu malam di sini. InsyaAllah kami bercadang untuk menghala ke Kuchan dan insyaAllah akan masuk ke Turkmenistan 14 hari bulan Oktober. Your name Jamal? Your name? Jamal you? Kusan? Nashakor. Okay. And this is jualan tempatan di sini. Is that Kuchan? How do you call this town?
Faruj.
Faruj.
Khasan Shumali, Buznur.
Oh, they have so many. We have 100 shop like this selling all bijirin ni. Panggil apa? And the way they display the spice is quite different from other places in the world. But they would try to show that the spice is mountain of spice. Normally we just buy dry fruit, something like this.
Yeah. I don't think that we actually think that Iran is unsafe at the time.
We just told them we are Muslim.
Yeah, was it Sunni Shia?
Yeah, that's the common question they ask us. But I always said, I just show to them. I don't know what the difference. What I just said, I'm Muslim, and I just leave it them to think. So they just that's I don't know. I know nothing about all this thing. Yeah. Asbahna wa asbahal mulku lillahi rabbil alamin. Hari ini 13 hari bulan September bersamaan dengan hari Ahad, hari yang ke-93 buat kami dalam perjalanan pulang ke Malaysia daripada United Kingdom. Peristiwa 2-3 hari lepas cukup memberi kesan kepada kami. Ketakutan untuk singgah di mana-mana. Jadi malam tadi kami cari tempat untuk singgah. Hotel di Bojinut ini tutup, tak boleh, dan akhirnya kami decide untuk singgah ke depo tempat letak truk-truk yang dibawa. Pada mulanya orang yang jaga tempat letak truk ni tak mengizinkan, tapi tiba-tiba dia punya tuan punya bisnes keluar. Dia kata, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, oh yes, welcome. Jadi kami dapat singgah tempat ini, insyaAllah selamat. Di pagar keliling ada kamera. Lepas tu bukan saja ada kemudahan lain, mereka nak bagi tempat tidur, tapi kami kata kami tidur dalam motorhome. Inilah asam garam perantau, pengembara yang serba kekurangan. Dan ada kala baik, ada kala perasaan kita sentiasa bertukar-tukar disebabkan oleh suasana, pengalaman yang berbeza. Walau bagaimanapun, malam tadi cukup memberi kesan kepada kami. Setelah takut punya, ada juga tempat, ada juga kesediaan daripada orang untuk menyediakan tempat buat kami. Sehingga kita bertemu lagi. Saya Jamalul Lail Ismail daripada Bojinut, Iran. InsyaAllah besok akan masuk ke Turkmenistan menerusi Ashgabat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Tashakur. Send my salam to your father. Okay. Bye-bye semua. Bye-bye semua.
Tolong angkat net tu bagi adik elok, Syamil.
Hari ini hari yang ke-93 dalam perjalanan kami ke Malaysia. Kami masih berada di Iran, di Bojinut. Malam tadi kami tinggal di depo truk yang walaupun pada mulanya tak diizinkan, tetapi oleh kerana tuan, lepas tu tuan empunya keluar, dia kata Malaysia, dia pun bawa balik daripada Malaysia. Dia terus jemput, dia kata duduk, oh Malaysia, dia terus telefon business partner dia di Malaysia. Kebetulan apa business partner dia ada business di Kuala Lumpur. Dia terus telefon business partner, kata dia kalau ada apa masalah bagi tahu je, dia akan cuba bagi tahu untuk perbuatan. Suhu di malam dan pagi agak dingin, sekitar 5 degree Celsius. Hari panas sebabkan cahaya matahari, dan kami dah mula gunakan heater. Walau bagaimanapun, charging sistem kami ala-ala elektrik kami tak boleh guna. Semua barang-barang elektrik daripada generator, kabel, generator, mobile phone dah habis kena rompak oleh orang Iran. Bukan kami nak kutuk orang Iran ni. Orang Iran ni bagus, secara umumnya banyak, very friendly, tapi agak sukar untuk kami tahu yang mana satu yang baik, yang mana satu ada kepentingan lain. Jadi kami mengambil langkah berhati-hati. 93 hari ke-93 Jamalul Lail Bojinut, Iran. Still photo, they're very good at 20 makeup.
think it's similar.
Yeah, it's quite
It
similar,
was a bit
but
cool at the time,
there
isn't it?
were not much vegetation.
Yeah.
Tree, a lot of bare land everywhere, a desert,
So you
a
don't
land
really,
without tree.
yeah, you don't really see. I'm not saying there's no scenery, but there's very bland scenery. It was just all like sand, sandy scenery all the way throughout the country.
You
Actually,
didn't see much change along the journey for 40 days.
That's
Quite
right.
similar scenery. That's why my children said a bit boring because the scenery
didn't
change
much.
along the 14 days in Iran, from west to east, quite similar.